guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Hi, my name is Rosie, and thank you so much for taking a moment out of your busy day to spend a few moments with me. So in today's video, we are going to be making a Happy Mail / mini album together, and I've already separated everything that I plan on using in this bag. But first, let me go over what scrapbook paper I am going to be using. So I went through my stash and I found this. It's by Authentique and the collection name is Splendor 3. And there was quite a bit in here. This was the first time, or this is the first time that I'm going to be using this collection. It's not typically what I gravitate towards, but I will say that when I pulled it and just said to myself, all right, I need to do something with this, I ended up really loving this. So I originally purchased this from Tuesday Morning, although you all know that Tuesday Morning no longer really has craft supplies as they used to. I used to go all out and purchase everything that they had because the prices were so good. Alright, so this is the collection that I'm going to be using. Let's get started. Let me tell you what we're going to need. Before I do that, I think that I am going to leave this piece of scrapbook paper here just to kind of brighten up, because I noticed that the mat is dark, and then we're going to be kind of using darker paper here, and I don't want it to get lost, so I'm just going to leave this down here. Maybe that'll help you a little bit. Alright, so what we're going to need are mirror cardstock as well as your scrapbook collection. So first, you're going to need all of the pages, just so you know, are 4 by 6, and on the 6-inch side, we're going to score at a 1/2 inch. So again, all of the pages are 4 by 6 on the 6-inch side, score at a 1/2 inch. So we're going to need 2 pieces of mirror cardstock, and that's going to be for both our front and back covers. And let's start with the first page. So again, I am bringing this in as my first page. Okay, for page 2, we're going to be creating a pocket plus inserts. So for the pocket, it is 6.5 inches by 2.5 inches, and then we score at a 1/2 inch on 3 sides. Of course, then we go ahead and we miter the corners and angle cut the tops. So let's go ahead. I've already placed my double-sided tape down. And let's go ahead, we bring up the bottom and fold over the side so that catches it, and do the same thing to the other side. Now what we need to do is I'm going to go ahead and just add the silver mirror cardstock right to the top as a border strip. So I cut myself a piece that is a 1/2 inch by 5.5 inches. So let's get rid of that, and we will go ahead and just add this border strip right to the top. Okay. Okay, just make sure it's well on there. Okay, let's bring in our page 2. And let's go ahead. I'm just going to fold on that 1/2 inch crease just so I know where I'm placing my pocket. So let's see here, right there and right there. See, I'm just going to line it up to the edge. Okay. So there is our pocket. And then for the inserts, what I did was I just cut myself a piece of silver mirror cardstock. It's 5 by 4, and then I'm going to place right on top some cardstock. That way you can do whatever you want, or whoever the recipient is, they can do whatever they want to this page. Either pictures, journaling, attach something for Happy Mail. So the cardstock is 4 3/4 by 3 3/4, And I've already added double-sided tape. Let's see here. Okay, and then we're simply just going to place right on top of our mirror cardstock. Okay, so now we have our insert, so we can either put it in like that, or let's see if I measured right. Yep, okay. Or we can place it in that way. Okay, that's page 2. Let's keep going. All right, page 3, I'm going to leave blank. Page 4, I'm going to leave blank. That. Okay, just putting them in order. So on this page, we're going to be adding a slanted pocket, and the size paper you need is 5.5 by 4, and all I literally did was I cut diagonally from one corner to the other, and that gives us our slanted pocket. And the same way I did before is I'm just going to crease on that 1/2 inch score mark, just so that I can see where I need to place it. So let's see here. I want to make sure I don't go on the score mark. Okay. Okay, so there is our slanted pocket, so that's great. Next page, we have nothing. Let's take another page. So on this page here, we are going to be making another pocket. So again, for the pockets, it's 6.5 by 2.5. We're going to score at 1/2 inch on 3 sides. And then we're just going to miter cut our corners, as well as we are going to angle cut the top. Okay, let's just fold and crease our score marks. And then just like last time, I cut myself a piece of mirror cardstock that is 1/2 inch, well, 5.5 inches wide by 1/2 inch high. Okay, just making sure all my tape is where it's supposed to be. All right, and then just let's line it up to the edge. All right. Oh, that looks pretty. Okay, so let's go ahead and just remove the paper backing, or if you're using glue, go ahead and place your glue down. I'm just going to fold up the bottom, fold in the sides. Okay. And then let's just fold our score mark on our page just to make sure that we are aligned, and just place it down. Okay. Okay, and the same thing, we're going to do an insert. So I have gold mirror cardstock that is 5 by 4, and I have cardstock that is 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, and then let's just add this. Okay. Perfect. And let's just add it into our page. Okay, there's the next page. On the opposite side, we have no elements. Let's bring in the next one. So here I want to create a belly band. So I'm just folding my creases. So for the belly band, you're going to need a piece that is 5 by 2, 2 inches wide. And then we're just going to add whatever adhesive you're using. I'm using double-sided tape. And You can place it anywhere you want. I'm going to go ahead and just add it to the middle. I'm going to try and get as close as possible to the edge. Okay. And then let it just fall where it needs to fall. Okay, so there's our belly band. Nothing on the opposite side. Let's go ahead and bring in our next page. All right, guys, so I am bringing in my next page. Get these papers out of the way. All right. Okay, let me get this stuff. Push that off to the side. Okay, on this page, I'm just going to be doing another pocket. Again, same dimensions. We've got 6.5 by 2.5. Score on 3 sides at 1/2 inch. As well, I've cut myself a 1/2 inch by 5.5 inch piece of mirror cardstock to be added to the top of the pocket as a border strip. It just kind of breaks up the pattern, if you know what I mean. Okay, let's go ahead and miter cut our corners and then angle cut our tops. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to remove the paper backing on the 3 sides, and let's go ahead and get this pocket down. Okay, let's go ahead and just fold this crease so I know where I'm placing it. Make sure it all lines up and down. Okay. And let's do our insert. So I have my silver mirror cardstock, which is 5 by 4, and then I have regular cardstock that is 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. And let's go ahead and just get this down. Okay, let's get this in like that. Okay, and then on the opposite side, I am going to do a, let's see, I'm going to do a slanted pocket, just like we did before. This time I am going to use glue. Okay. Oh, let's see here. Now this one I just want facing the other way. That's the reason why I really like using glue, is that you have that wiggle room, you know what I mean, to kind of move things around as you need to. Okay, so there is that page. Let's put that away. And now we're on the back page. Okay, now for the back page, what I was thinking is that I want to do some sort of coin pocket here. So that's what we're going to do. So to do that, we're going to need a piece of scrapbook paper that is 6 inches wide by 7 3/8. And on the 6 inch side, we're going to score at 1/2 inch and 5.5. So again, 6 inch side, 1/2 inch and 5.5 inches. And then on the 7 3/8 side, we're going to score at 1.5 inches and at 4.5 inches. All right, so once you've done that, let's just fold and crease our score marks. Okay, now we need to do a couple of cuts. So with the 1.5 inch, right? We're going to have the 1.5 inch score mark here. It's going to be on the bottom. We're going to cut the corner piece and the box on top of it. We're going to leave the last box. So let me do that real quickly, and then I will show you what it's supposed to look like. Alright, this is what it's supposed to look like. So as you can see, we removed the 2 boxes, but we left one of the tabs and we just angle cut there. I've added my double-sided tape. Okay, so for our coin pocket, these side tabs are going to go in, and then we will bring over the top. So that's what it's going to look like. Now I just want to make a mark for where my brads are going to be. So let's see, what was the width on this again? So it is 5. So I know 2.5 is the center, which means I want it to be right about here. All right, let me see when I close it. Okay. Oops. I'm going to bring in my T-ruler, which I love. All right, so let's see here. 2.5 would be right about here, right? Yep, okay. So I am going to place, you know what, let me make it a little bit higher. And then I'm going to do one right in the middle of there. So right there. Okay, I've got my marks down. Now I just need to make some holes. So I'm going to go ahead and just bring in my crocodile. And let's get some holes punched. Let's see, I'm on 3/16. Let's go to 1/8. And I'm just going to make a hole right where I marked. Okay, there's that one. Get rid of my other one. And then I need another one here. Hopefully that's straight. Let's see. Oh, that's good. Okay. All right, let's put away the crocodile. Now we've got our holes. Let's see here. I am going to bring in some crochet string. I went through some of my brads and I found these. Let's see here. These. So that's what I'm going to use. They're a little bit bigger, but I think that's going to be okay. So let's go ahead and just place our brads in the holes. Okay. All right, and let's do another one. Now, because of the prongs on our brads, I don't want anything that we place in there to get kind of hung up, if you know what I mean, because it's hitting the prongs. So I just place some regular old regular tape right over it, so whatever we place in there, it's not going to get hung up. Now this part here, this we do want to add a strip of something here just so that this isn't showing. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I've gone ahead and just placed some double-sided tape here on my flap, and then I just found this piece of scrapbook paper in my scraps, and it's just about the right size. I'll have to trim it just a little bit. So let's go ahead and just put this down, and then we can worry about trimming it afterwards because it's really not that big, that much bigger. So let's see here. Okay, let's just make sure that's down really well. And then of course we knew we needed to trim it just a little bit. And as you can see, it's just literally just a hair there. So let's go ahead and just trim that. So there we have it. I'm just looking to make sure that everything lines up perfectly. I have a sliver that is showing. All right, that's perfect. Okay, so there's our brad. Let's see. All right, so that's what it's going to look like when it's closed. All right, let's go ahead and just close up now our pocket or coin envelope here. And then we're just going to flip it up. Okay. And you can see in the measurements that I did when we cut the length of it, I made it just a hair smaller here just so that the flap has room to kind of open and close. All right, let's go ahead now and add our crochet string or whatever string you want, and I'm just going to go right around the brad, and I'm going to tie myself, I don't know, maybe 2-3 knots. Although, truth be told, you probably don't need the third, but I am just always extra. Okay, so there it is. Let's just go ahead and get rid of our extra there. And then I'm just going to tuck it. That little bit that's left, I'm just going to tuck it right underneath our brad. So you can't even see it. Okay, get in there. Get in there. Okay, now what we want to do is to decide how long we want. I like to wrap it, say maybe 3 or 4 times. 1, 2, oops, 2, 3. Oh, this one's getting hung up there. All right, there we go. And 4. We'll go ahead and remove the excess. Okay, so our crochet string is done. Let me just put my string back where it belongs, behind me. Okay, so there is our coin pocket. Now, if you know me, I love to place a little something right there. Okay, so I'm going to go through my scraps. So this is how I'm keeping all of my scraps. And, oh, you know what? What if I use the gold mirror cardstock? I think that would look really pretty. Let's see. It doesn't hurt to try it, right? Okay. I know it's hard for you to see. You know what though? I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to do it. I am a rebel. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to add some glue. Let's add, oops, give myself some more room here. Okay. And now let's add the one on top. Oh, perfect. Okay. Just squeeze it to make sure. Okay, so there you have it. Now I'm looking at it and I think that it's kind of plain, just the silver. So I'm going to place a little gem right in the middle. All right, let's go ahead and just line our front and back covers. So I'm just bringing in my mirror cardstock. I went ahead and I cut myself 2 pieces that are 5 1/4 inch wide by 3 3/4 inches high. So 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. And then I just used my We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper using the stub feature, and I decorated each corner. If you can see, there we go. Okay, so I've gone ahead and just placed my double-sided tape down, and let's go ahead and get these down onto our mirror cardstock. It's almost time to decorate. Okay, let me move this over for a second. Okay, so there is now our front and back covers. The next thing that we want to do is we want to place some holes on here. So I've done that. Let me just see here. I am going to bring in my hole punch. Let's see if I can. Oh, let me see that one. No, let's do this one. I'm going to use the 3/16 of an inch. And let me see first of all whether or not I can do this, and I can. Okay, so there are our holes. Now the next thing I want to do is just place holes on all of my pages and the back cover. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so now let's go ahead and add some eyelets to our front and back cover. So let's see here. This one, make sure I'm going top and base. Okay, let me just put in our bottom. Okay, we're doing this one here. That's good. Okay, let's go ahead and do the next one. Perfect. Okay, so there are our eyelets. Now let's go ahead and start to piece together our, just putting this back here really quickly, let's piece together our album. Okay, let's see. So we have our cover. Let's take off this. Here's our page 1. Page 2 has our pocket. Let me move these over. Page 3. Page 4. I love this. Page 5. There we have that. That looks good. We have our belly band. And that. Oh, we need to put down our coin envelope that we made. So let's go ahead and just move this. I have already placed my double-sided tape down. Okay. Just gonna wrap this around really well so it doesn't get in my way as I'm putting this down. Okay, there we go. So let's see here. I'm just going to hold it up. And I'm just going to try and get it as centered as possible. Okay, and now let me just show you here. I placed double-sided tape on the top and the bottom, but I did not do it on the side. So if we wanted to, we have a little tuck spot for an insert. So there's that. Okay, and then we turn it and there's our back cover. So now all we need to do is use some ribbon or string or whatever you prefer to bind these all together as well as decorate. So I will go ahead and start doing that. Okay, so I have finished decorating this little mini album, and let me just kind of go over what I've done. So I have attached a little dangle to the side just to give it a little bit more interest, a little bit more personality. And then what I did was I just fed through some ribbon for the closure, tied it in a bow, and then just with some hot glue, I just placed down the bow part of the bow here, just to make sure that it stays down. And then I just added some gems, a few flowers, and then I have this cut apart here that I backed on cardstock, and then I just placed some foam tape just to give it a little bit of dimension. Let me see if I can show you there. And then as well, let me show you how thick it is. Oh, let me move down. Okay, doesn't that look so pretty, especially with the mirror cardstock? So here we have a pocket for you to include anything that you want. And then on the next page, I didn't do much to this because the scrapbook paper is so pretty on its own. I just added a pumpkin and then a sentiment. It says time for apple cider. Here as well, I just took a banner, backed it onto some cardstock, added a sentiment, autumn is calling, and a gem. And then here, I've just decorated the pocket with some leaves, a tiny little cut apart, and backed that onto some cardstock. And then I did the same thing with this cut apart here, just backed it onto some cardstock. And then we have this mat here with the sticker. And so on the next page, we have this diagonal pocket. I have included a banner and I backed it onto some cardstock, added this sticker here, added some gems. And then for the pocket, I just included these two cut aparts and backed them onto some cardstock. And then on this side here, left it almost blank, just added a sticker. It says perfect pumpkin. And then here is another pocket and added a photo mat here. Here is the next page. I have just a little cut apart, backed it onto some cardstock, added a gem. Here I have a belly band, added a sticker, a cut apart, backed it onto some cardstock, and added the element. The sentiment, I love fall most of all, and then just included a couple of gems. So you can add whatever you want there. This just happens to be a sample washi that I prepared for the fall. So you can include anything you want there. And then here is another sentiment. It's a cut apart. It says the bounty of the season, and just flanked it with some gems. Added a little sticker. And then here is another pocket. Used a little cut apart, backed that up onto some cardstock, and included some stickers. Again, we have another photo mat. And then here on the last page, we have a slanted pocket. Here is another glitter sticker, and here is a cut apart. And then what I did was, since I had some extra little cut aparts, I added one here and only glued down the side and the bottom to make it a tuck spot, and then just included these two little cut aparts and back them onto some cardstock. And then here on the back page, I have a coin pocket, added my brads, a sentiment, autumn is calling, added some stickers, and my little flower made out of mirror cardstock, and then just added a really pretty yellow enamel dot to both sides. And then here is the back. So I think this came out super, super cute. What beautiful way to kind of document those special moments coming up for the fall or autumn, or send it out as a happy mail. Tons of places for you to add all those finishing touches. Alright guys, well that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, please smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you so much. It really does mean the world to me. Your support goes an awful long way in helping my little channel out. Alright guys, until the next time, stay safe, be kind, and keep it creative.